Hi guys, Patrick here, Not Poker. Going to be playing some 25 and L today. We're going to jump on two tables for today's Play and Explain. Not going to be having any music, we're just going to be going through our hands as we play them, see if we can talk some strategy, talk some GTO, talk some exploits, and talk about how we're going to try and go about these games. We are using a HUD. We've also got some bet sizes on our stars capture that you can't actually see, but we'll go through them as we if we find any exploits. Potentially going to be opening wider than as wide as possible that we can potentially get away with, depending on what opponents we're against. But generally, we're going to be looking to be quite aggressive, as we said before. Not looking to hero call people down too light. Absolutely looking to do some blasting and barreling though. So we will be seeing what we can do. Table 1 down 9 suited, we're going to be mainly folding. Very, very, very close to pure, I believe. Easier fold versus 4-bet. Also note the size of the 4-bet of the 3-better was a bit larger than it's supposed to be as well, so it makes our life even easier to fold. Looking to mainly be in position as much as possible. Marking up as many of these perceived recreational players with shorter stacks, or whether we've got any information on them. It's really, really important, guys, just to keep marking those players. We can open the Queen 10, the cutoff. And we can do some defending and do some 3-betting with the King 5 suited. We rolled low, and also with the recreational, I don't mind just calling. It's against quite a small open as well. Against a recreational lead, I don't think there's anything to do but call here. I don't think I don't think raising accomplishes too much with someone behind, and we just want to keep the pot as controlled as possible. Weird one on the turn because we should really be continuing in position with a flush draw. This guy's gone massive, which worries me. We could potentially just win though, and this guy can have worse flush draws, so going to be calling. Not going to be cold 4-betting the ace queen offsuit. We could potentially do some business with suited, and folding versus the triple. Won't be using this as a bluff at any point. Blocking 5-7 etc. is completely irrelevant, I think, at this point. Could be some bluffs in villain's range, but again, we've only got King 5 high, so not really too concerned. Could potentially bluff turn, but I think calling in position against a rec is the best option. I don't think we can do any folding in position. We can check, we can bet table 1, both are completely fine. I'm going to check this time. We can delayed bet, we can check. On a low roll, I'm going to check again. Usually when we check, we do a lot of continued checking as well. Easy fold table 2. With the backdoor flush getting there, this is a bit thin for value. Maybe you could potentially get called by some worse ace-x, but I think we're going to play a check. I'm not folding. If our opponent has a backdoor flush, good luck to him. Of course they do. It's 25 and L, right? Why wouldn't they? It's really, really funny. It's hard not to get tilted at these games because it's just embarrassing, almost. Like, if anyone bets a river at this stake, you're basically dead almost the entire time. Table 1 easy fold. Table 2 versus check with the ace on the top. I'm just going to be check, and then we're just going to be looking to go to showdown. We could potentially turn our hand into bluff, but I think against a recreation, I'm just going to check and try and beat some random junk. Not that we would probably beat anything, so I think we're just going to pitch this one. Table 2. Doing some 3-betting and some calling. Queen jack suited. There are a lot of recreationals in this pool. 3-bet the ace-5 suited this one. Could also do some calling potentially as well. Really good board for us, but against UTG they're going to hit this board as well. We're going to play a check. Calling flop. Checking down. Turn 2 pair against a turn snap check. I'm assuming this has got absolutely nothing or like some kind of weird mergy hand. I think with the backdoor flush developing, I'm gonna take a larger size and fold to raise. I think he's still gonna pay with like ace 10, something like that, and then we're just gonna fold to backdoor clubs. I don't like blocking. I mean, to be fair, we could actually go quite small here. No, I'm gonna block a third. I think try and keep a jack in and then fold if he goes backdoor clubs. I think that's probably better as played. It's probably better not to bin ourselves against this guy. We make more money by just underplaying our hand, which is quite sad, but it's the only way to play, I think, at this stake. Poker deuces, we actually want really high. We can open this. This wouldn't be an open. This would be like less than 10%. Easy call table 2. We're not raising this one. We can absolutely call some 4-bets with this and the table 1. I'm not going to at this level because these people don't dress themselves on the so their 4-bets are just so ridiculously nutted. That's just embarrassing. Easy call table 2. I'm just looking to call down rivers. Table 1 against a small blind call is going to have quite a decent amount of pairs. We're going to be probably betting larger or checking. I've rolled low, so I'm going to check. This hand might actually want to do more betting than checking because we don't have nut showdown like ace king, ace queen, ace jack, but we'll go with it. With a diamond in our hand, we can absolutely continue. I'm going to raise this time. Calling table 2 to keep in the Rex. We'd be bluffing some rivers, especially diamonds. We don't have to. We can call, we can raise table on the table 1. It would have been fine. I think I prefer raising, honestly, with a diamond. I don't think calling's that great. I didn't 3-bet on table 2 because I want to keep the rec. I've got one recreational opening and another recreational behind in the big blind, so there's many recreationals in the pot, the better. This is check through. I wouldn't really want to use ace high as a bluff, but just generally speaking, I mean, this is an easy check, but I might be looking to bluff some rivers. Just because people's check downs are usually so unprotected and weak. Although this isn't the best one. Gonna be betting basically my entire range for a small size on this board. Table 1. I'm doing a lot of barreling. Folding table 2, easy fold. Kind of a awful turn. You could do some betting, but we bet our entire range on table 1, so we can absolutely have a queen X. We don't block ace queen. We don't block king queen. I suppose we aren't blocking ace king is irrelevant, so we don't have the best blockers. We don't have a lot of like king queen, ace queen blockers. We don't have a club. We could do some betting. We can do some checking. Like both are completely fine. I think we either go half pot or check here. I think with this combo I'm going to check because I don't block any king queens. I suppose I block one combo of queen jack, but I don't block any ace queen. I don't have a club in my hand, which would have been nice as well. I'm not going to play this as a check shove or a check call. I'm just going to check fold. Maybe it's better as an exploit to maybe just pure continue. I don't know on these turns. I don't really know. At this stake, I don't know. I really don't know. Usually people's ranges are just so fucking tight that it's just like, it's terrifying anyway. We can bet table 2, we can delay 2-bet, we can check. Both are fine. We've rolled low, we'll check. I'm just going to look to try and show down ace high. Again, this guy doesn't re-rep anything at all. And we block 5-6. But I never get shown bluffs, so I'm just going to fold. I mean, it's just the way it is, I guess. Going to 3-bet the aces, obviously table 1. Opening king 10, table 2. Sorry for sound probably a bit miserable. Just I find it really hard to stay motivated in these micro stakes on stars because they're just dribbly. It's like just getting blood out of a stone. And every single time that we go for a decent spot, we just don't get any value, or we're no good. So it's just kind of a frustratingly boring one to play. I think 25 and 50 are the two most egregious stakes to play as well, because they're kind of that cusp between sort of death nittery and like very badly played GTO. Table 2, we can do some checking. Sorry, we got straight, haven't we? So no, we don't want to be doing any betting. We want to start building a pot. I think we could do mixed sizes on the flop. I think we could bet up to half. We can maybe have some 3/4. I think we'd mostly be betting small and half. I think we could do some 3-betting on the flop. I don't mind. I don't mind calling. I think both are okay. Let's call this time. Pretty fun turn. Now all Jack X improves. We still beat flush draws. I would expect this guy to just check a lot. If this guy's got a hand like a flush draw pair, flush draw draw, like pair and flush draw type hand, like combo and stuff, I don't think we get raised on this turn. I don't know if we. Oh, I should have defended 10-5 suited. That's my bad. I don't actually know if we bet a 7 here. I actually don't mind checking the turn just to avoid getting raised. But it's probably better to bet the turn, get value from spades and hearts, and then check back river. Maybe that would have been a better way to play it. As played, we're not folding. It's a very easy river call, but I mean, I don't really know why this guy's standing 2-pair into a bluff, but well done. We could have potentially bet the turn maybe, and then check back river. Maybe that would have played better. As we've got recreationals in the pool, I'm just going to be doing a little bit more calling here. I just don't really think I'm going to get squeezed a whole bunch. People just seem to be very, very tight. So could potentially bet this. Betting and checking is probably fine. I don't mind betting this time. Betting gives us protection and a little bit of value potentially from a worse hand like a 5, pocket 4s. We block 6-7 though, which is one of the main hands we'd try and get value from. We're going to play a check on the turn. Opponent shouldn't really have any hands that want to bet here, but this is what I'm saying. This is why I get frustrated, is because these people just either have a death nutted range or they just bet their entire range. I honestly don't know like what to do at this level, because these people are so bad that he could just bet a 5. He could just be merging a 5 or like pocket 6s. So I'm gonna call the turn. And now we don't even beat a 5 and we lose to clubs, but I mean, now we lose to everything. I mean, this guy blatantly just has an 8, but it's just... Just very, very boring, miserable hands in this pool. Not super exciting for a video, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. If you play these pools regularly, you're probably better at them than I am. Going to be betting most of our range on this board. I mean, villain can have queens at some frequency, can have 10s pure, can have ace jack, and can have jack 9. We have more hands like kings and queens overall. I don't mind betting, I don't mind checking. I think I'm just going to bet most of my range. More likely to bet with a heart as well. And then if I've elected to bet with this combo, I'm basically going to continue and put pressure on. Go for a large size. Our villain can have ace jack and jack 9 as well, so I think I'd rather just choose a large size than an overbet. And then we'll be bluffing rivers as well. Folding table 2, easy fold. And then we'll be going for a triple with this one and try and fold him off hands like queen jack, jack 10. Things like that. We can choose mixed sizes as well. It doesn't really matter. We've rolled high, so we'll go high. But there are multiple sizes are fine. If we're trying to fold out a hand like jack 10, queen jack, you don't have to go huge, for example. Going to be 4-betting the... this guy's just calling a straight. That's fun. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this guy doesn't even want to, at any point, put more money in with the second nuts. And he's got a redraw on the flop as well. And he's still just calling down and it only calls the river. Like, it's just boring to see, honestly. 4-bet table 2. Obviously, we don't get a fold because people's 3-bets are probably only queens plus. Just going to continue with a small size. You could potentially go bigger on this board as well. Actually, I don't hate that. With a club on our hand, we are going to continue. Going to bet for a small size. Probably going to go sort of 25% or so and then jam some rivers. We also have an open ender, I guess. Thing is, we don't really care if we get raised off our hand because we're just semi-bluffing, remember? Take it down, which is also nice. I actually don't know if we're supposed to call if we get shoved on table 2. Because I'm assuming his shoving range that didn't jam pre would be flushes mostly, or sets, but probably more likely flushes. So we're probably not doing very well. And I'm assuming his nut flushes probably wouldn't shove either, so. Opening king jack off. The thing that annoys me in these games is just the absolute disgusting level of nittery. As in, like, to make money, you just have to play this like shitty exploit style, which is just awful poker to make any money because people don't really pet. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and rant, right? But it's just like when I'm like doing these video series, the 2NL, 5NL, 10NL, they're not too bad. Let's just open the 8-6, screw it. But this reminds me, this gives me nightmares, like 25, 50, etc. They give me nightmares because you get the absolute spastics who 3-bet way too much and blast everything. You can trap them, right? You can actually make some money from trapping them and underplaying versus them. But then you just the entire population, including the fish, are just absolute recreationals. I'm gonna bluff this turn. I'm gonna overbet this one, try and take it down. And it's like you just don't get any value for any of your hands. You have to bluff to make any money, and it's just hard, you know, right? It's not the game fundamentally is easy, but it's tough to like that spot on table 2, right? I 4-bet light, you know, I had to, you know, multi-street barrel and potentially look at river shoving, and the guy probably just has a hand like jacks or queens or something, and you're trying to make that fold, right? Like that's it. You know, it's really, like, realistically the money's only coming from cold decks and red line, and the red line's good, but it's I just honestly, like, if you're looking for I'm going to 2.5x because he's got a short stack. Against a 3x, this is really close, actually. I don't know if we defend this versus a 3x because I'm not used to being 3x versus the hijack. Screw it, let's defend it. Go for a small bet table 1 and probably check raising table 2. Against the small size, we're going to be raising a bit more as well. Going to be double barreling to table 1. I think just a generic size is good. make the nuts. I don't want to check raise. I think this guy's going to check back a lot. Then we just want to go for loads of different sizes. I don't want to induce this guy. I just want to bet sort of 2/3, 3/4. Hope he's got some kind of 2-pair. 10 jack, king 10, something like that. Because it's recreational, that's why I go bigger. I just, against a nitty donut reg who's just going to auto fold anything except a straight. And to be fair, against a reg, I'd probably more likely check and allow him to blow up, to be quite frank. Gonna 3-bet table 2. Rant aside, it's just you have to put shit tons of volume in and just make sure you absolutely do not do it in by calling. Even like spots where you get a really good price and, you know, oh, we only have to be good here 1 in 4 times. We have to call, like, people just like, yeah, don't get me wrong, people do bluff, and there are, you know, there are spots where you call, but it's just playing long term. Like, these games are just so inherently tight and boring and kind of just miserable to play. This is a really bad board, table 2. Really, really bad. Sorry, I'm looking at 2 tables here. We would be going big bet or check for table 2. I think this combo just wants to give up. We don't ever really 3-bet 6s and 8s very often, or deuces. We don't have a diamond. We don't have clubs. We're relatively low, which incentivizes me to bluff a bit more. But, I mean, we just have nothing here. Make top set on a very wet board, table 1, against a hijack flat. So that's already a recreational. I don't mind doing some checking. Hope maybe we can get some bluffs or induce some bets. Now it's gone check. I'm kind of tempted to to try and do some bluffing on the turn. No, we're going to be checking, I think. I don't know what's better, whether it's GTO is better or whether exploit's better. Exploitatively, I want to always bet this because he's checked. GTO-wise, this is a pretty toilet hand to bet the turn with. Table 1, I don't think he's going to bet an ace here. I just want to like get some value now against an ace X, basically. So I'm just going to bet roughly. I think a third is good on the flush boards. I'm trying to think of this from an exploit point of view. What's the best size? Going to extract money out of ace X, basically. And also, theory-wise, if I blast this huge and then I get raised, I kind of bin myself and make it really hard to play the hand. So this size here gets value from ace X, which is what I'm targeting. Maybe a club if he's got some offsuit. Club X, that calls pre. And also, it just means I can call a raise if he does have a hand like a flush, for example. Yeah, I think maybe with the king 10, to be honest, I don't want to say something and it not be true, so I'm not sure, but subjectively it might be better just to exploitatively probe any flop and turn without caring about over bluffing in any situation. That's I say that with a pinch of salt because that's quite a scary statement to say, but I do wonder if it's like the king 10 there, instead of just going, oh, you know, this isn't, you know, we know we bet big or check, but maybe it's better just to bet our entire range for half here and then just barrel a load of turns because they overfold pairs and floats or whatever, instead of saying maybe the suits are better. I'm trying to think about, like, with these videos, these aren't coaching videos, okay? So, like, disclaimer, these are just, I'm trying to put in my own 2 cents, I'm just going up all the stakes up to 200, and just putting in the work and just saying, look, these are the exploits I use, these are the GTO fundamentals I use, and what hybrids we use with the two together. I don't know. I don't know whether I want to limit raise this guy. I don't know whether I want to just raise. I'm just going to raise. I meant to 2.5x this was a mistake. Folding ace 5, table 2. I'm going to go for no, we blocked jack 10. I'm just going to bet, I think, table 1. Sorry, as I was saying, yeah, I'm not looking to coach people, so I'm not saying this is how you should play. It's these video series are more a case of look, you know, GTO wise, this is technically what we should be doing. We can bet or check table 1, both are fine here. Probably supposed to be betting, but it's fine. Go look for some thin value, table 1. But it's a case of, like, I think mainly it's just saying, look, these stakes play like this potato way, table 1. I'm probably just going to fold, to be honest, because I blocked jack 10. this kind of looks like a bluff, and this is one of the best hands I get here, and he doesn't check back a king, but every time I call, I just get shown the nuts. Like, I don't want to say this is, you know, but I do. This is the thing. Like, it's just, I mean, really, I probably should have called there, but I'm kind of just fed up of being shown like really, really good hands all the time. So I just kind of say, look, I'm not going to take these super crazy exploit lines. If he had a pair, he would have called. If he had a bluff, he probably would have bluffed the turn. You know, like, gonna have a trappy check table too. And let's see if we can bet the river. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest, guys. Like, these micro stakes up and low stakes, like 2-L up to say, like, I mean, to be honest, I think 2-L and 10-L are separate, and then like 16, 25, and 50 are then in their own category. I think like here at like 25 and then 50 and so on, I think it's very weird. It's kind of like the regs are like, they're starting to get it. I don't want to sound like the best player in the world because I'm not, right? But it's just, they look like they're starting to get it. Like, they know they should be opening hands. They know they should be folding to 3-bets. They know, like, you know, they're trying to get value and what have you. But just generically, it's just fucking tight. People are just absolutely AFK, like, most of the time. And even the fish are just like death tight. And it's like, oh god, it's like making money out of these stakes is like plucking teeth. You know, knowing that you're not really betting for value and getting called ever because people just overfold, but then you sustain that, you flip that over and say, okay, well, that's fine, I'll bluff more. That's also great. But it's like, people do make hands, right? You know, and it's like, if you're only making money through red line, it's just like, oh, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, it is quite frustrating. Table 2 here, we kind of want to just get this 130 bigs. I don't mind just getting this in, but again, a recreational's 3-bet huge versus UTG. I kind of want to 4-bet get this in, but I'm gonna 4-bet get this in. I've rolled a middle level so I can just 4-bet this, and I've already decided I'm gonna 4-bet and I'm gonna call off, but I'm not super thrilled. Like, I don't even know if this is like the right decision at these stakes. Oh, but the toilet paper thrown at me, lovely. But I don't know if I really don't know if it's better just to call rather than just sort of sticking it in, because I feel like most of the time, like, he probably, like, again, assumption, but these boys seem to be, over the small sample I put in through these videos, and I'm trying to say this to help you guys who play the stakes regularly or more often and try to improve. They seem to, like, they 3-bet you too much and then fold when you 4-bet them. So have 4-bet bluffs and call more deceptively with like queens, kings, aces, ace, king, etc., and let them blast off into Narnia with their bluffs, but also keep their value, keep the hands in that you can get value from, like, you know, like we said in some of the videos, like ace, jack, ace, 10, etc., rather than sort of making them fold, because they seem to just bluff too much when check 2, which also I do, but I know it works at this state. That's why I'm doing it rather than just doing it for no reason. So just underplaying hands and just allowing people to kind of implode is just really good. Really, really good. Table 2, we can mix betting or checking with 10 high flush draw. I don't mind with check this time. Going to do some raising with a gut shot as well on the turn, / just delayed betting. I think our only size here is overbet, honestly, because we're very polarized here. I don't think, if I had a hand like king 10, king jack, king queen, I don't think I would bet small. I'd bet large for value, and then obviously my bluffs, like I've got a gut shot flush draw there with 10 high. I think I'd rather generally be raising quite big, or betting quite big there, and we can call a raise with that hand as well. Again, but at these stakes, we don't really need to worry about being binned that often either. We just kind of want to just be betting big when we're bluffing. Unfortunately, it's just the truth. Yeah. 3-betting the ace 10 suited. Table 2. Thing is that stuff, again, it might just be better just to not 3-bet this and only play it as a call, because I don't really want to call a 4-bet, because people's 4-bets are just death. I have HUDs, but not a single person I've seen even has 4-bet bluffs. Like for example, say I've got aces or kings or ace king here. You know, I'm obviously 3-betting for value. I 3-bet him and he's got a hand like ace jack, ace queen, king queen suited, right? He probably folds that more than he's supposed to, which really hurts really hurts me because, you know, when most people are just tiptoeing, right? They're not really playing like 4-bet pots correctly, not even calling in general. Like generally people, like that guy in the big blind on table 2, I wouldn't be surprised if he just has a really strong hand, you know, like a really strong hand to 3-bet the big blind and call a 4-bet most of the time, or at least in general anyway. And with these suits, I don't actually mind betting table 2. I'm going to go for it. And folding table 1. We should have 3-bet this because we rolled high, but it is what it is. With the backdoor nut flush draw, 2 backdoor straights. I guess we block some hands like ace jack off. This is a recreational, I'm assuming. Call in multi-way. I kind of want to double barrel and bluff some diamonds. I think that's what I want to do here. The only problem is if he's calling with a flush draw, if he's calling with a jack, if he's calling with like a pair and draw, he's probably going to connect to the 6 way too often. You know what? No, let's have this as a check back. And we're probably just going to give up, to be honest. I mean, it would be really sad this guy's just got a hand like pocket 7s, but that's not going to fold the turn, is it? So we're just going to give up. There you go, pocket 7s. But yeah, the 6 is kind of a bad turn to barrel at, to bluff with, I think. We're going to bluff some diamond rivers, you know, and some overcards on rivers as well. It's not like we just give up on the hand. We're not going to be 4-betting table 1 with the 9s. Just going to be folding, keeping it simple. We'll play to the end of the blind and then we'll call it there, guys. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe in the videos. If you think my videos are utter garbage and shite, please let me know. If you think they're really good, please let me know. I'm trying to build this channel, and like I said, I'm not making these videos to sit here and coach everybody. You know, I'm not backseating anybody. Please don't backseat me. But it's literally just, these are just content videos. You know, like these are just to show you what, you know, what you're supposed to do, and also what you can do. And how far you can push these stakes in these games, considering how appallingly tight and weak these games are. I don't want to sound entitled, but it just kind of is the truth. I really want to just pure 3-bet this spot. You know what? Fuck it, let's do it. I should have gone bigger than this. I should have gone like 9, but it doesn't 9 or 10, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, these are just to help people improve, really, and also it's just for content, right? Like people enjoy watching and people enjoy playing and so on. That's really why we're doing it. There you go. I mean, against 2/3 pot lead, if this guy had led small, I might have tried to bin him against a huge size. There you go. Well done, you win. He's probably just got a hand like 9s. There you go. And yeah, so just catch you in the next one.